Let's review 3 different Daiya, dairy-free, and gluten-free flatbread pizzas and see if they're things that you might enjoy. Right up front, these items are totally vegan and suitable for a plant-based diet. Also, this review is not sponsored, so it's honest. All right, let's dive in. We prepared these exactly the way the directions said to do so. Remove that plastic wrap, place the flatbreads right onto the middle rack in the oven with no baking sheet or anything like that, and bake them for 18-ish minutes at 425 degrees Fahrenheit, and then manja. But how do they look? They look pretty solid coming out of the oven. Melty cheese, lightly toasted ingredients on top, and the crusts are nicely tanned around the edges. They look the part, but do they taste the part? Let's find out. Flavor. All right, so we'll start off with the mushroom, fig, and caramelized onion flatbread. The cheese does have a milkiness to it, but it's a little bit too sweet tasting for pizza, in my opinion. The crust is semi-hard, almost like a pita on the outside, but dense on the inside. Now, the cheese interacting with the crust might feel a little bit slimy in between the layers. I don't know if it's a great texture. Top of the cheese is fine, and then the crust itself is fine, but right in the middle there, right here, that's a spot that might feel a little bit on the wet side, which is kind of strange. Now the figs are sparse, but nice to have when you do get one. I'd say that this flatbread needs more salty flavor. Maybe some garlic powder, onion powder, or salt would help offset the sweetness of the cheese. Overall, I think unfortunately this pizza's flavor is just a little bit on the lacking side. The figs are carrying the team, but is it enough? I don't think so. Not terrible by any stretch, just not enough flavor. All right, now on to the meatless chicken bacon ranch style pizza. It's got a very Californianess to its flavor, which I am a fan of. The bacon tastes pretty close to the actual thing, and the tomato is nice, and it speaks up in certain bites, which gives it almost like a taco kind of vibe. Maybe that's where that California comment comes from. So the spinach on this pie is just completely unnecessary. Not sure why that's on there at all. It doesn't take away from anything, but it's sure as hell not doing anything. I think it's probably on there just for healthy points, like, oh, there's spinach too. Oh, it's healthier. Not necessary. This one also has a sweetness to the cheese too, which doesn't fit it perfectly, but I can allow the sweetness of the cheese on this one because the other flavors in it are so good and kind of help counteract that cheesy sweetness. So one important detail here, it's called chicken bacon ranch, but now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't really get any chicken flavor from it or ranch flavor from it either. I don't know why they called it that if those flavors aren't really all that prominent, but I do think that's forgivable to me since I got so much out of the bacon and tomato. They could have just called it bacon and tomato taco pizza and that would have been just fine. Still would have been nice to have the chicken flavor and the ranch flavor. Just don't expect to have those flavors if you purchase this pizza. Still quite tasty though. Good product. And now for the meatless sausage style pepper and kale. So there's not a lot of sausage on these bites, but the bites that do have sausage in them do taste like real sausage, which is nice, though they don't taste quite as good as the Beyond Meat sausage. Unfortunately, my wife said that she didn't really get any sausage at all in any of the bites that she had, which is kind of sad because it was the best flavor in this pie. There's also a green vegetableness to the flavor of this pie, which is kind of strange because it's definitely not kale as the title suggests. It's just kind of like green? Like a mild vegetal flavor of some unknown origin. I don't know. I'm also not a kale enthusiast, so I guess I can't say with total authority on the kale subject, but I didn't really get all that much kale flavor. The cheese does taste a little less sweet on this one, which is kind of good. Overall though, this pizza's flavor is just a little bit on the lacking side again, with the sausage doing most of the heavy lifting here. And like I said, it's the best flavor, but it's also one of the rarest on the pie. Tasty when you get some, but I think generally speaking, they should maybe triple the level of sausage that is on this pizza, and I think at that point we'd be moving in the right direction. Mouthfeel. The dough starts off soft enough when you remove them from the oven, but as you're eating, the dough does get stiffer and stiffer as you go. And by the end of your meal, the dough is almost like crunchy, kind of like pita chips. Here, listen. Damn. You see what I'm saying? Now this may not happen if you eat fast, but it's not great if you eat at a normal pace like most people do. Also, I did not notice this with all of them, mostly just the mushroom and fig one, but that was how the space between the cheese and the crust was a little bit wet or slimy. Not ideal, but not a deal breaker. Funk level. Thankfully, there was no classical funk in the cheese at all. Now with that said, I did mention that the cheese was a little bit sweeter than it needed to be, probably due to the fact that they used oat cream to make it. Not offensive or anything, just something I noticed. Similarity to its murderous counterpart. These are about the same quality level as any other non-vegan frozen pizza. Taste-wise, the chicken bacon ranch obviously was probably the closest in flavor to its meaty cousin, although I didn't get any chicken or ranch flavor from it, which was kind of sad, but like I said, if you call it bacon tomato taco, we're in business. The cheese does taste different than its torture-positive alternative, but I mean, we expected that, right? It's not perfect yet, but I don't really care about that, especially since it's a small price to pay to save the animals from a lifetime of misery to produce cheese, so sacrifice I'm happy to make. Allergens. For the sausage, pepper, and kale, the packaging says may contain traces of millet and contains gluten-free certified oat. For the mushroom, fig, and caramelized onion, this one contains gluten-free certified oat. For the chicken bacon ranch, this one contains gluten-free certified oat as well. Now, I didn't see any other allergen information listed on any of these, so it's actually a pretty clean product. Ingredients and nutritional facts. There are pictures of each one of the labels on your screen right now, so just go ahead and pause the video if you want to go ahead and read those. Value for the money. Now, if memory serves, I think I got these for $7 a piece on sale, down from $8 normally. Size-wise, I'm happy with the money that I spent, but taste-wise, only really the chicken bacon ranch did anything for me. Potential consumption interval. For the chicken bacon ranch, obviously my favorite of the bunch, I would get this maybe once every 6 months, maybe a little bit more often than that if I'm at work and tired of my local places, which is rare because my local places are fire. For the other two pizzas though, I probably won't get those again. Honestly, I think they should go back to the drawing board and come up with maybe 2 other options to replace these. Maybe like a truffle mushroom and a jalapeno barbecue. That would be sick. So with all that said, let's get to the overall scoring. The mushroom, fig, and caramelized onions get a 2 out of 5 leaf emojis. The meatless sausage style pepper and kale gets another 2 out of 5 leaf emojis. Just up that sausage level and maybe I can give you a third one. The meatless chicken bacon ranch style gets a 4 out of 5 leaf emojis, which, I mean, you probably could have seen that coming. It is the best of the bunch by far, the clear winner, no question, and the only one that I would actually consider buying again. Now, please don't get me wrong. I understand exactly what they're trying to do here, and I'm in full support of it. If you're gluten-free and vegan, then this is a great option to have. You want something quick, easy, frozen, you can just throw into the microwave or make ovenable real quick because you want to do other things with your time. I understand that completely. This is going to help you do that, especially the chicken bacon ranch option. Do I wish the others tasted better? For sure, but sacrifices must be made for this product to be compliant with diet styles that require significant edits, like you and like me. It's not a perfect product, and I really don't think that we should expect it to be, but I do hope that they iterate on the other ones and help it become the yummy frozen staple that it could be. I don't know if oat milk is the perfect cheese for this, but maybe try something else, and I think it will really drop off a better product in the freezer of people that really want to buy things like this. So Daiya, if you're listening, you know what to do. Other Daiya products are also fire, and they do taste better than the cheese that's on this pizza. But bravo to Daiya for catering to different diets. It's much needed, and there are plenty of people out there that want to throw money at companies like this because they need options that will fit the diets that they choose or need. So Daiya, thank you for doing this. I'm not trying to drop doo-doo on your head at all. What I'm trying to do is give you maybe just little recommendations on how to make these things a little bit better. Bring down the sweetness of the cheese and make that crust just a little bit softer, and I think you'll have a fire product on your hands and higher sales. So just workshop this stuff a little bit more, and I think it'll hit way better in the future, especially if you take my advice on the jalapeno barbecue and the truffle mushroom pie. I know what the people want. Those are my contributions to your company for free. Don't mention it. If this product sounds like something that you might enjoy, then you can probably pick them up at your local grocery store. I got mine at the local Stop and Shop, but don't take my review as law. Try them for yourself and see what you think. And remember, do something that makes the world a better place this week. People actually need you. All right, watch this awesome video next. Check out the merch link down below, and I will see you next time. Place the flatbreads right onto the middle rack. No baking sheet or anything like that. Just raw dog the oven.